sun, I say it's alright.
Hey, welcome back, viewers. It's James Kalm, your half-assed reporter, and today it's a beautiful Sunday afternoon on the east end of 33rd Street here in Manhattan. And we're gonna run up to Randall's Island and catch the last afternoon of the 2016 edition of FRIEZE. Okay, well, we finally made it here. There's about a 20-minute cruise from Midtown. And, well, I think this is about the 5th year that they've had FRIEZE here at Randall's Island. And I've been to most of them. I skipped last year because they were so snotty the year before about letting me in with my press pass that I decided I would ignore them. One thing I would say is that I ended up paying about $50 for the entrance, and then they also charged $19 for the ferry fee. So for a little afternoon acculturation, you're shelling out about $70. As I always say when I come into one of these events, these spectacles, this particular fair probably has at least a couple hundred booths, and so we're not going to catch everything. I'm just going to try to get some things that catch my attention. However, I think we'll check our mileage. So I'm starting out with 2.37 miles. We'll see how many miles I can walk looking at art today. Why don't you guys tag along? Okay, well, we're going to run into the Pace, New York, London, Beijing, and Hong Kong, and take a look at an exhibition by Fred Wilson. Well, I saw Fred's show at Pace, I guess it was maybe a year and a half ago, and well, they had a whole selection of these black, call them Baroque mirrors, and some of them are very large. Oh my God, they have a lot of it. And a whole wall of his flag paintings. I think these are silk screen. I think Fred and some of his institutional critique pieces have become very important, very relevant for a lot of collectors. Oh, we've got a David Vonarovich installation here at PPOW. Well, David was one of the more highly recognized, controversial East Village artists. And, well, I would bump into him, or at least bump into his work every now and then. He was also recognized for his poetry and performance work as well. And, oh, let's sneak in the back room. I got a Martin Wong piece back here. There are a couple of his altered supermarket signs. Well, the other thing that I like to inform viewers of is keep an eye open as we traipse through the booths and the various project areas. One of the great things about a fair like this is that you're going to have a chance to see what is trendy, fashionable. So when you start to see variations of a particular thing, or even artists that are shown at several booths, you can sort of extrapolate that this is part of the latest trend, fashion, market gauges. This Yayoi Kusama piece at Victoria Miro, London. Seems to be popular. These pieces look like they are printed fabric. I don't know, maybe she painted each of these. Here's some Yayoi paintings. It's a nice one around the corner. This piece is about maybe 38 by 30, something like that. This is a group of works by Maya through Perrette at the David Kordansky Gallery from LA. Well, this is about the 5th iteration of this show, and I've been to 3 or 4. This is titled Agoraphobia 2016 acrylic paint on synthetic carpet. Like a little set of Rorschach tests. And it's called Les Gorillas 11 polyester foam wicker, synthetic hair, silicone, glass, cotton, and polyester fabric bronze and polyester resin. So we've got this little resin, it's AK-47. And this neon piece, which is 108 by 106 inches. This is the Pilar Correas Gallery, London. And, well, one of the things that keeps me coming back is that this is a great opportunity to see a bunch of international work from contemporary galleries all over the world. The other thing I think is interesting is that it's by Mary Raid Kelly, is that when the FRIEZE originally came on the scene about 5 years ago, it kind of changed the whole landscape for the fair scene in New York. It's titled Shop for the Original Tools by Elizabeth Neal, and it looks like it's acrylic on canvas. This is Anton Kern, New York, and these bronze sculptured busts are by Nicole Eisenman. Kind of like that. I actually looked at these and thought I kind of recalled George Condo. Oh, it's got to be a Chris Martin painting. His plastic discs. Oh, here's the Canada booth. Well, I think Canada is one of the young galleries that's really making a mark for itself. I've been visiting their spaces since they were in the basement at Leo Koenig on South Broadway before 9/11. These pieces are by Catherine Bernhardt. And well, these wonderful carpets, I think, are provided by Catherine's husband, who I believe is from North Africa, and she met him and he was selling these carpets. And I remember maybe a couple of years ago at a little gallery on Orchard Street called the Novell Gallery that they had a secret souk, and well, he was selling these carpets for, well, fairly reasonable prices. They were actually so beautiful that you would probably not want to put them on the floor. Oh, I see this now. It's a big puppy dog painting. This is by Grassimo Florados. And we got another pretty chunky piece over here by Elisa Gibson. This is Hauser and Wirth, Zurich, London, New York, and Los Angeles. And geez, even though these guys threw me out of the Philip Guston opening, I will be magnanimous and come back and look at their show. It's like some large resin pieces. I don't know who the artist is, but this is what we wanted to take a look at. Philip Guston. Pieces by Paul McCarthy. Oh. Paul's a pretty good draftsman. Triptych, Ride the Gambler. This is Sycamore Jenkins and Company, and they've got an entire show dedicated to Vic Muniz. I always like Vic because his name usually comes right before mine in all these massive artist lists. Oh. These are photographs of collages. I wonder what the edition on these is. Maybe this is based on Monet paintings. Got some pieces here at Lehman Maupin, New York. Erwin Urim. I kind of like this. It's just like somebody was knitting a sweater and got a little carried away with it. And well, they've got a huge Michelena Thomas piece. Michelena is maybe one of the more interesting painters out there these days in New York. And well, she's got all kinds of things in here. We've got the sequins, beads. These are pieces of formica. Very decorative. This is by Ashley Bickerton and it's titled Style Piece Head Trip. So we've got these, it's like ethnological photographs of people. They've got their little rolled canvas curtains, bags, and these little units all have film, rolled film in there. That piece is also by Ashley Bickerton, as is this one. Wall number 18. This is 2015. Looks like there's a lot of resin involved in that. Well, here is a little mini retrospective of work by Richard Nonas at the Fergus McCaffrey Gallery. And, well, this is interesting. I haven't seen a major exhibition of Richard Nonas for years. And he was one of the big movers in the, I guess, maybe minimalism, post-minimalist movement. One of the pioneers of Soho. Just got metal plates, kind of relating to Karl Laundry. Oh, I like these pieces. I wonder if he designed the table. Well, some of this is pretty, what could I say, normal wall sculpture. It's kind of interesting. We've got 4 metal plates. I guess that makes it a painting. We got some red and yellow on there. This is unexpected. It's kind of abject, almost like a piece of outsider art. This is a grouping of work by Betty Woodman at Salon 91. Betty might be one of the great exponents of ceramic art. It's a very impressive installation. Marina Adams. It's nice we got our own little private gallery. Here's one of the performance pieces in the project space. I think I could do that part. Okay, this is the frame section, and I guess maybe this is some of the more experimental. Some of the younger galleries, maybe it's more dealing with installation. And one of the themes in this section is corrugated cardboard. Galleria Jacqueline Martin, Sao Paulo. Deborah Balsoni. So we've got a bunch of paintings on these little roller carts, and they look like they're the top of a box, maybe. Oh, hey, this is interesting. Here at Gavin Brown's, we've got a lineup of paintings by Alex Katz. Okay. Oh, I see a date scratched in this one. Looks like 89. Actually, I just looked at the wall labels and said these are from 2009. Well, Alex is having a one-person show at Gavin's new space on the Lower East Side on Grand Street, and I was tempted to drop in and see the show, but I didn't have time. I had to go see the Sigmar Polka show at David's Werner. Let's see what else they've got. Got some Rob Pruitt paintings. This has got some digital print in there. Maybe it's all digital print. More Rob Pruitt. And another Rob Pruitt that's a digital print. Well, I like Rob's approach to some of the works like this. It's interesting because he's got this kind of very scribbly image that he's printed on here, and even the background looks kind of abject, and then it looks like he's added on some of this with hand painting, with brush. So it's interesting, you never know which part is kind of scumbled in with your hands and the dirty paws and what's been printed, and interesting. This is an installation by Jose de Greyer and Harold Tynes. The small, daily, dirty puppets. Well, I don't know what he looks like. He's got at least 100 of these back here. And each one of them has kind of a unique, interesting little personality. Some of them are groupings. I think this makes me think of voodoo dolls. Could have little characters in the art world. Stick pins in them. Some of these look like they've been buried or burned. Well, I'm only about halfway through this, and boy, I'm all ready to take a break. Well, I haven't seen a lot of neon in this particular fair, although I've probably seen 5 other pieces. This is the Breeder Athens, and I think I saw some work by this artist at the Armory Show. It's always interesting to see what galleries get into what art fairs. You know, this is all invitation only, And I know that it seems that the Armory has become a lot more tolerant, liberal. They've got a lot of artists that they would never have shown before that are now in the show. Stelios Fotakis. This is kind of nice. It's Byzantine figuration. The Skarstedt Gallery, New York, London, and this is a painting by David Solly. If you're watching the reports, about 2 or 3 weeks ago, we covered a show he curated titled Nice Weather. This is a piece by Martin Kippenberger, and well, this is someone that was really hot about 6 or 8 years ago, but I haven't seen a lot of his work lately. And I wonder if Skarstedt is going to be representing him now. Got a large baselitz. This is an interesting piece. Actually a painting by Richard Prince. Untitled, 1994 acrylic and silk screen on canvas laid on board. And this has got to be an Eric Fischl painting. Kind of looks like people at an art fair. Got the Warhol Mao. Eric Fischl Affair, booth number 16. This is The People Looking at Each Other, 2016 by George Kondo. And this is acrylic and oil stick. Oh, gee.
Don't cut that out, please.
I don't know who Lauren is. You're talking to James Kalm. Is that who you're referring to? And we've got a George Kondo bust. Well, we've got a nice little gallery of pieces by Lisa Yuskevich here at Davidswerner. Lisa might be one of the more recognized, at least figurative painters around in New York these days. She's been well received for the last 10 or 15 years. I wonder what this is doing. Google camera. We're going to have this on Google Earth somehow. I don't have the titles or dimensions, but I would say that these pieces are all about 7 feet square, something like that. And well, I like what Lisa's doing with her colors, kind of juicing it up with looks like fluorescence. Okay, well, we're almost to the end of one side. White Cube, London. gosh. Some Joe Bradley paintings. Oh, these are the first Damien Hirsts that I've seen. It's called the Scout Gouache 2015. Sign writing paint, household paint, and varnish on canvas. 24 by 24. And, well, I don't know who did this painting, but I like the installation. Here's another Damien Hirst, and the great thing about this is they've got the titles right on here. This is R&F Handmade Paints Pigment Stick Color Chart. Okay, guess that's all hand painted. Well, it's a windy day outside, and if you look closely and listen, you can hear the roof joists in this tent creaking and moving. Okay, here's the Gagosian Gallery, and well, they got a bunch of Damien Hirst. We got mini sharks. And, gee, this is nice. We've got the guards. One of Damien's medical cabinets. This is a black piece. Some kind of bugs that he's got stuck on there. Black flies. Okay, so we've got kind of a smaller Damien Hirst in a very elegant black tank. It's like a little goat with gold-leafed horns. It's just the right size. This is pharmaceutical cabinet. One of his spin paintings. So this is probably about 7 feet across. Oh, this is a real crowd pleaser. I've been here for about 5 minutes, and there's always been this mob in front of this. So this is all a bunch of butterfly wings. And Jean Dubuffet was using butterfly wings in 1952, 53. Oh boy, Craig F. Starr Gallery, New York has got a bunch of classic pop artists. This is Klaus Oldenburg, Study for Fan Cage, 1967. Andy Warhol, Tuna Fish Disaster, 1963. I think this was when a bunch of people died from botulism poisoning, and he decided this would be a new phase in the work. Got a couple of Jeff Koons sculptures. Some Jim Beam tanker, stainless steel. More Andy Warhol. These are some pieces by Richard Pettibone. Untitled Train Ran Over Painting. And Untitled Train Ran Over Tube of Paint. That's Utrecht. We've got a whole wall of Andy Warhol electric chairs. Boy, you don't get a chance to see this very often anymore. Oh, Hyman Reed, New York. Drop in there for a second. Nice Ron Gorchov piece. Anyway, I bump into Ron every now and then when I'm walking around down in Red Hook. I'll be shopping at Fairway